Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is ASO Tarot, and in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be looking at July 2021 predictions. I used to do this on my Patreon, RIP, so I figured I would go ahead and bring it back on my main channel because I don't do them very often and I kind of want to do them more often if that's something you guys want to see. So we have 4 piles to choose from today. We have pile 1 with the 8th house tarot and this Thulite stone. We have pile 2 with the Prism Tarot and this Sunstone. We have pile 3 with the Embroidered Forest Tarot and this Malachite stone. And finally, we have pile 4 with the Fae and Fern Tarot and this Lapis Lazuli stone. So as it goes with predictions readings, just remember that nothing is set in stone. You know, things are always changing, energies are always fluctuating, and also you have free will, and that can definitely dictate how your month goes. But also remember as well, you know, this is just 30 days. So if you don't like what you see or you're not super hype about it, it's really like just a snapshot of time in the grand scheme of things. And one thing I also wanted to mention as well is this is a rare example of where a reading technically isn't timeless. But if you are watching this beyond July 2021, if you feel called to the messages, there's no reason to see like see what it is. Can't hurt. But most of my readings are timeless, so unless there's a date in it, it should be timeless. But if you're watching this ahead of time, I don't know, maybe your July 2021 was full of some crazy bullshit, you want to see if there's something in here, go right ahead. But if you need help picking a pile, you can go ahead and pause the video to help you decide. You can meditate, you can pick it at random. Just try to pick the pile that you feel most drawn to, and then once you have picked your pile, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description box or the comment section where I will have all the timestamps listed below, and then we will get into your reading. Hi there, pile 1. If you guys chose the Thulite stone and the 8th house tarot, this is going to be your reading for July 2021. So we're going to go ahead and start with the overall energies of your month and just kind of see what the big main ideas are, and then we'll go into more details in a second. So your overall energy for the month is represented by the Empress, as well as the Peacock, the Fire Mother, Mirror in reverse, and Smother in reverse. And the 2 chakras being highlighted for you this month are the Crown Chakra with the I Am presence, and the Solar Plexus Chakra with Determination. I'm just gonna scooch things over a little bit. Okay, I love this energy. This is really awesome. July 2021 is gonna be a good month for you guys, pile 1. What I'm seeing here right away is the fact that your overall month is represented by the Empress and the Peacock. It definitely seems like you are going to be embracing your true self and embracing who you are. There's going to be an abundance of creativity headed your way, an abundance of confidence and assurance in who you are. You could be receiving gifts. Maybe your birthday is in July. If so, happy birthday. But I think that you're going to be in this process of like kind of finding your stride again. With this Fire Mother here, that always makes me think of the Phoenix. And it's possible that this is kind of your moment to rise from the ashes, if that makes sense. I think that you've probably been in a place for a while where you've kind of just been waiting to feel, I think I already said find your stride, but feel like yourself again, I think is the biggest thing here. And I think that there was actually a lot of people that were taking your time or your energy in ways that just really weren't productive for you. And I think that is changing. You're taking that back. And what I really like is that this Mirror card is in reverse. And I think that's because instead of matching other people's energy this month, instead you are attracting people, experiences, opportunities, pretty much anything that is in your highest good. Instead of matching what your environment is showing you, you're instead just attracting what it is you truly want. You're starting to see your worth, and I definitely think that you're feeling more confident in yourself. I'm hearing for some of you, maybe you've been really focused on like your health and your fitness, and it's kind of been like an upward battle, but you're doing a really great job. And if that's the case, your guides really want to commend you for that. I also think it's interesting. We have similar energies here. Sorry, I'm like drinking sparkling water and I totally just burped. But what you can see here is that, like, I feel like before you were like this mouse and you were feeling really constricted by the people around you, maybe because they were taking all your time, all your energy, all your resources, or you just felt like you didn't have any alone time or the time that you needed to just really take care of you. And I think instead you're actually switching that and you're nurturing yourself. Like, I would see these eggs as like your little, they could be kids, but I kind of saw them as like aspects of yourself to be nurtured so that they can hatch and kind of grow. And the peacock, what I really like, is a very compassionate and kind energy, but it's very self-assured. So I feel like if there's anybody that has issues in the month of July with you like asserting your boundaries or being yourself, you're going to be very like compassionate and understanding towards them. And if they're not the same, I think you'll be able to see the truth of who that person is and if they're kind of worth being in your life. I definitely think you're going to be aligned with your truth. With the crown chakra here and the I am presence, you're going to be very present, period. And I think that the abundance of creativity you'll have, in addition to the confidence in yourself that you'll have, you'll be able to conquer anything that comes your way this month. I think that you're going to be feeling really confident in yourself, like I've said a million times already, and you're just going to kind of know that you're the shit. And I think that's great. I think this is awesome. I think your self-care routines are going to be highlighted this month. I think people are just going to be like looking your direction in general. But the interesting thing is, like, I don't know if you're necessarily going to be looking at other people that way. But I think overall the month, like, this hand just makes me think of like chef's kiss. Like, we're gonna be speaking Italian with our hands like this all month. I don't know. I just think that this is gonna be a very fruitful, very abundant month for you, and I think you're gonna be having a good time. And I don't think it's necessarily gonna be wild and crazy, but you're just gonna be feeling aligned, and you're gonna be feeling like you're on your path, like life is just kind of beautiful right now. And I think that there's just a lot of gifts and blessings at this time. Venus or Aphrodite might be significant to you, so those might be deities that you're working with in this month. I also think of Lakshmi with the peacock, and she is, I believe, a Hindu goddess of abundance. So any of those deities could be showing up in your life. But let's go ahead and start by looking at your different aspects of your life. So we're going to start with love, and then we'll move into career and then your personal life. So to start, like, with your love life in the month of 2021, we have the Desert, the Nine of Cups, and celebration. When I come across people in happy, healthy relationships, I give jealousy the finger and celebrate their joy. When I do so, I'm rooting for the good guys, which means I'm a good guy, and that means all of us win. Who wants to celebrate? So this is an interesting energy, because I definitely feel like this is a month where you're definitely not relying on anyone to fulfill your own needs. And typically when you see the desert, you might think, oh, like, your shit's gonna be really dry, and that might be the case, but I think you're actually really satisfied with that. If you're single, you're definitely not going to be like out there looking for a relationship or like searching for somebody. You're kind of just going to be focused on fulfilling your own needs, and you might spend your time like celebrating with people who are in relationships. You might be third wheeling, fifth wheeling, seventh wheeling or something like that, but I think that you're going to be fine with it. You know, you are in this very attractive energy. There's a lot of 3s and 9s I'm noticing as well, so that could be significant. We're going to look at your angel numbers later, but at the same time, I feel like for some of you, there is an opportunity to grow something with somebody, or you might end your dry spell in this month. Because when I think of the desert, I also think about like an oasis, and it's possible you could be in public settings depending on what Rona is like in your area. But I think that you're not looking for love in this month. Now, if you are with somebody, this month may be difficult in the sense of like being able to fulfill one another's needs or be fully present for each other. But I don't think that this is creating any issues with you and your partner, because I think that you both are focused on making one another happy, making it yourselves happy, and adding to one another's life while in any way you can. For some of you, this could be like a long distance situation where maybe you both are really missing each other. I'm hearing that Selena Gomez song, like A Year Without Rain. So you might have somebody really missing you, or you might be dealing with some like kind of long distance stuff. But I definitely think you're very solid in your own energy. So even if this month, like if you're single, there's not really a whole lot going on in terms of love, I think you're going to be having a good time, and I think you're not really going to be focused on that anyway. If you're talking to someone, I do think that it's going to be kind of like there's not going to be a whole lot of action this month. But I do think that there could be good, fun times with them. Because, like, the desert is, like, there are those oases in them. I don't think that that's a word. But I think there will be good periods. But overall, it's not going to be, like, a month where you're dating a lot or you're with them all the time. It is a very solitary energy where you're focused on your own creations, your own abundance, and what you can do to make you feel beautiful, what you can do to make you feel good. And with the celebration card, I think that you're going to be celebrating just what other people have going on in their life, and in addition to that, just what people you might just be going to a lot of celebrations and just having fun and like enjoying the process of like getting dressed up and socializing with other people, or maybe you're just getting dressed up to like flex on the gram or something. I don't know. But overall, this is a really good energy to be in. I feel like you're satisfied with your love life, and I feel like whether you're with someone or not, you're not depending on anyone to satisfy your own needs. You're focused on satisfying them yourself, and you're not dependent on somebody else to give you validation or affirmations of anything. So let's go ahead and look at your career now. So we have the Self, the Chariot. This is Cancer energy, and we are in Cancer season right now. And we have Tenacity. If at first you don't succeed, try to remember that there's an old, tired saying about this for a reason. Everyone fails, but sometimes, but failure is only failure if it happens on the very last page of your story. And since you're still breathing, that's not where you're at right now. So if you've hit an obstacle on your way to success, don't sweat it. Dust off your air quotes, hang them on that failure as a reminder that failures are a part of success, and this is all part of your lifelong job. Then get right back to it. Your next failure is waiting you to bring you closer to your dreams. So I think this is really awesome, and I actually think that this next month is mainly going to be about your career. The fact that we have the Self here, I think that your career is going to be an extension of what you feel in your soul. So for a lot of you, you could be creatives or have your own business. So I do feel like you're going to have a lot of forward momentum in whatever career it is that you're wanting. If you are currently searching for a job, it seems like there may be some rejections, but I think Spirit is saying to keep going, because like rejection is divine protection, and in this case it's leading you to like the ideal job for you. I also think that for some of you, if you're already in a job, that this is going to be a month where you're really feeling at home in your career. You're moving forward in life. There may be slight hiccups, but this tenacity card may be speaking to hiccups you've had in the recent past that are now going to be beyond you. I feel like you're going to be feeling really confident in who you are and what your job is. And I think that you're going to be in this balanced energy and just be ready to expand and move forward. I think that you're also going to be in a very nurturing energy in your job. Maybe you're like a work mom or dad or something like that, and you're going to be like guiding others in a way. But I think overall, you're just going to be feeling at home in yourself. Like you're going to be feeling like you're in alignment with your career, that you're in the right place, or you're going to realize that whatever you're doing right now is not in alignment with you, and you're going to be brainstorming or figuring out how you can move forward to some type of career or work situation that is in alignment with who you are and is in alignment with your soul. So I think that overall, this Empress energy is definitely affecting you heavily in your work environment. So especially if you're a creative of some type, I think that there's going to be like, I don't know if it's inner child or more just like spiritual evolutions that create a lot more understanding within you that are bringing about inspiration for your creative opportunities or your creative life. But I'm also just thinking about like this pearl here and how pearls take a really long time to form. So I think that you're going to be gaining a lot of wisdom in this month to help you move forward, and you're going to realize why maybe things in the past didn't work out, and that's primarily because there's a lot of wonderful things to guide you in the future that can be coming your way. So for your personal life now, we have the Stone, the Queen of Swords, and letting go. Don't dwell on the bad things that happened. I let go because I have enough heavy things to carry around. Also, grudges aren't a great look. So yeah, I almost feel like your attitude this month is going to be impenetrable. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I think you get the gist of what I'm saying. I don't think it's interesting because you have a lot of air and water. We have Jupiter and Pisces here, and well, the Empress is all the signs, but we also have air with the peacock, so you could be an air sign or have air placements, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Could also have Cancer or Pisces placements. But I think that this is going to be a month where you're kind of analyzing your emotions from an intellectual point of view. I think that you're going to realize that maybe your emotional investments in certain places were not really paying off the way you wanted them to. I think that you're really going to be focused on the physical at this time, but I think what I find really comforting about this energy is that because your overall energy is the Empress and you have this Stone energy for your personal life, I think that you're going to be very solid in your own confidence. And I think whatever you are letting go of, you're going to realize is in your highest good, and you're going to understand why that had to happen. I also think that you're going to recognize where people in your life may be playing games, and you may realize that that's not really an energy that you want to, what's the word? I'm also like about to sneeze, but now I know I'm not going to sneeze. I'm just trying to think of the word though. You're not going to stoop to anybody's level this month. It's kind of like you're just focused on you. You're focused on what's important to you, and you're not allowing anyone or anything, truthfully, to stand in the way of that. You're going to be very sure of yourself and very sure of what the next steps are for you. And honestly, I think that you're going to be pouring a lot of your energy into your creative endeavors or your career. I think that you're just going to be focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. This is going to be a really great energy for you, because the more you let go of the baggage that isn't serving you, the more you're going to be able to attract what is worth it for you. And I think a lot of what you're letting go of are situations that were smothering, or people that were kind of mirroring energy that you really just didn't want to be involved in. So have confidence that in this month, like, there really is nothing that can tear you down. You're going to be very above all of it. You're going to be looking at things from an evolved perspective and from an enlightened perspective. You're not going to be allowing your emotions to rule you in this month. You're going to be thinking about things logically because you know that that's in your highest good. But what I also really love is that you're going to be very compassionate with yourself and not allow any negative things that may happen or any negative people in your circle to dim your light, which I think overall is really wonderful. And I also think there may be a few checkmates. Like, you may just call people out on their shit, or you may just like see how the universe was having your back this whole time, or just learn how to rise above. And I think that you're just gonna keep on seeing that you are the shit, and like your mature perspective and everything that's been going on in your life recently is definitely going to help you move forward without holding on to any baggage and keep you from being too concerned about what other people are doing. You're really focused on you this month and speaking from a very neutral but compassionate way. And I think that's going to benefit you a lot, especially in the workplace, and especially when it comes to like acquaintances or maybe friends that you've had a rough time with. So we're gonna finish off with some more advice. So I just cut this deck and I'm seeing 333, so that may come out for you, but I'm actually going to start with this spirit animal deck first that I just got. So there is advice on these cards, so you can either take that or leave the advice, but my intention with these animals is to use them as signs. So if you see them in your life during this month, it's kind of just Spirit's way of saying, hey, you know, we're here for you. We're rooting for you. If the advice resonates particularly hard, then I would take seeing that sign in your waking life as a reminder of that advice. But I think we'll just pull a couple cards and see what comes out here. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 1? What animals are going to be relevant to them in the month of July 2021? And we do have the peacock again. So we have Roadrunner. Keep your sense of humor and don't take things so seriously. Yeah, I think that this is like, people around you might be like the Wile E. Coyote and might be like trying to like fuck with your energy, and you're just gonna like run right through it. Like, they're not even gonna be able to catch up to you. And I love it too because it kind of mirrors this determination card. So I think that like you're just not going to be taking any of that seriously, and you're just going to kind of realize like, let those people stew and their negative energy. That's not something that you have to deal with, and like they can't even catch up to you. We also have the humpback whale. Oh my god, I'm hearing the song by Humps. But it says, music is essential to your healing and well-being, whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening. So yeah, maybe a lot of this inspiration is going to come from music. Maybe your career has something to do with music. But overall, you know, maybe you watch Finding Nemo, because I was thinking of how Dory like speaks whale and is like, ooh. We also have a grouse, which I've actually never heard of that before. But we have a grouse. And it says, express yourself through rhythm and movement by drumming and dancing. So yeah, there's a lot with music here. One thing that may be helpful to you is sleeping with like certain frequencies at night. I do that all the time and I like it. Like, there's tons of them on YouTube and you can get them for like any chakra. So maybe if you want to do one for the crown or for the solar plexus chakra, or if you want to do like a chakra cleansing one, or whatever you're trying to achieve, like there is either a subliminal or a like frequency to help with that. So I think that if there's any energy that you feel like you need to get out, I think Spirit's kind of encouraging you to do it through music or through exercise or something like that. But on the back of the deck, we also have the domestic cat. It's time to strike out on your own and relinquish your overdependency on others. So yeah, I think you are just focusing on you this month. And if you do have a cat, I think there will be ample opportunities to kind of just like hang out with them and enjoy their presence. They might be particularly drawn to you this month, which I feel like makes sense with that Empress energy. They're just going to be kind of like attracted to that high vibrational energy. I feel like you're definitely going to be in a very good place this month. I'm happy to see this. And while not everything in your life may be like sunshines and rainbows and what you want to see it as, I think you're going to be content, and I think that you're going to recognize that this month is just one stop on your way to success. And yeah, I love this. You're definitely seeing your worth. So we're going to see what angel numbers now are relevant to you in the month of July. So Spirit, what numbers are relevant to pile 1 this month? Okay, we have 000. You are one with the Creator, and there are no limits to what you can achieve. You have the ability to create something new and incredible on your lifetime here on Earth. I am a creator. Yeah, this is all about that creation energy, so this is really awesome. Okay, and finally we have 12. Creativity is a driving force in your life. Your imagination is rich, and you are able to express your feelings and insights in unique ways that others can benefit from. I am a visionary, and we have 2. You have a great talent for finding solutions. Your intuitive and unbiased nature allows you to see all sides of any situation and advise others towards the most fair and beneficial outcome. And on the back of the deck, we have master number 55. Substantial change is in your future. Embrace the change. A need to overcome your insecurities is in your future. Embrace the change, a need to overcome your insecurities, and let go of your fears. I am evolving. So yeah, you're definitely evolving this month. You are upgrading. You guys are the shit, pile 1. So I think that the month of July is going to be really good for you overall. So get excited and don't be afraid to create outside of the box and create anything that comes to mind that you feel exceptionally passionate about. But I'm going to leave your reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely let me know down in the comments if this seems like the energy you're going into, or come back at the end of the month and let me know. Thank you so much to everybody who watches my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. So I just want to say thank you so much. But if you want to support me in other ways, links to my social media and also my merch will be down below. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you left a like. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribed. And click that little bell notification to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. But I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is you're watching this. I hope you have a kick-ass month this month, and I hope you all will come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 2. If you guys chose the Sunstone and the 8th house, or no, the Prism Tarot, this is going to be your reading for what the month of July 2021 holds. So we're going to look at your overall energies first. So to start, we have the 3 of Cups. We have the Gallows, the Owl, the Messenger, Protect your heart. We have creativity and forgiveness. So this pile has a heavier energy for sure. I would say that if you pick this pile, the month of July is probably going to be, I don't want to say a continuation, but a blend of what you've already been dealing with in the month of June. But it's coming from a more evolved perspective. It seems like there's going to be more resolutions here. With the owl, one thing that I find very helpful about this is that the owl does talk about treasures and abundance. And I think that this is going to be a big month about assessing who in your life is meant to be there, and maybe who in your life is slowing you down or not building you up or adding to your life. I think there's going to be a focus on surrounding yourself with people that do lift you up. and that are your supporters. And I do think that even though this month might be tough in terms of like external things that you might be going through, I think there will be opportunities for you to unite with people that you really love, whether it be family or friends, that will really help lift you up. What I see here with the Gallows is that you're kind of going through this process of change, but you're still kind of in a standstill. And I think part of the reason for that is because, one, for some of you, I'm getting the idea that maybe you've had some turbulent relationships that you're getting over, whether they be friends or romantic partners. But I also think that, like, in terms of even acquaintances and your work life, it just kind of seems like there's a whole lot of like you just needing to ride the wave of July. But what I see here is that there's a lot of opportunities, and I see the number 19 coming up twice, which is interesting. There's a lot of opportunities for you to learn during this time. And my dryer is agreeing with me. And I also think that this time is actually going to help you in terms of your creative endeavors. The heart and sacral chakras are what is being focused on here. And I do think that you're going to be in an energy of focusing on either your own healing or just getting through things. For some of you, I get the vibe that maybe you just don't have the time or energy to even really focus on healing right now. I think you're starting to explore your inner depths more, but I think in this month, there's just a whole lot going on. And as a result, you're kind of just like, I'm being shown the visual of somebody who's like in the ocean. You know, if you ever swim in the ocean, you know, you kind of just, the way you move in it kind of depends on how like the waves form. So I almost kind of feel like you're going to be kind of just jumping through the waves, and like some of them are going to be really big, some of them are not going to be that big of a deal. But I think overall, it might feel like you're working really hard and you might be really tired, but you're not moving a whole lot. I do think that you could hear from somebody that you've been wanting to hear from, or you could just be communicating a lot with people online during this time. You might not see people in person. There may be a focus on an online community. But the beauty of what I'm seeing here is that by the end of this month, for sure, you will have a higher understanding of like why these events have been playing out the way they are and what it is that you need to learn from them. I do think that there are people that you may need to protect your heart from, or you may just have to be like on your guard. But I also think that people may come in with messages of forgiveness, or you may have to give that to people. Or if you feel like you don't really want to apologize to somebody, but like, and you don't really want to communicate with them, but you've been kind of carrying that burden of knowing what happened. I think that this is Spirit's way of saying that you don't have to forgive them, but you do at least deserve to forgive yourself and like let go of that burden, if that makes sense. But I do think that there will be happy times here. I think just what's interesting is that like the happy times, I kind of heard few and far between, but I think it's just going to be like you're going to cherish those moments of being around like-minded people that really appreciate you for who you are, because you are going to be around people this month or have to communicate or interact with people this month that will be either just frustrating to deal with or just maybe more so immature. And so you're gonna have to kind of concede to like not rock the boat. And I do think that there's a level of frustration here, like you want to be moving forward more and you're not seeing that yet. But Spirit One wants to assure you that the things that you feel and know are coming, you're correct about. The things that you're seeing, it's just that they take time and you're in like a transition phase. And it's kind of like, you know, you don't get to just hop from like one lily pad to another. I don't know why they're giving me that example, but it's kind of more just like this transition is going to happen kind of under your nose, where you're not going to be actively aware of it, but once you're on the other side of it, you'll understand like why things had to play out the way they did and why you were kind of being shifted towards certain experiences and why things weren't very easy. Like I think that this is a month where things aren't necessarily easy. I think that there's a lot of maybe like business things you may have to deal with, or just people that want your time and attention and energy. But I do think that any frustrations you have, you will be channeling into your creative abilities. And I think that honestly what I like about this Gallows card is like it's not like the Hanged Man. Instead it's like more like endurance. Like you're just kind of, you're holding your center and you're focused on just how you can get through it. And I think luckily there are good people around you that will be there to support you when you need it. So let's go ahead and start by looking in depth for like different aspects of your life. We're going to start with your love life. And for your love life, in the month of July, we have the Shadow. We have the Page of Swords, Curiosity. And we have Rest. I take a step away from my stress and then a deep breath and then a crankiness killing nap. When I get the rest I need, I instantly become a better version of myself, able to navigate complex relationships in a single bound. When I don't, I'm not, which means I shouldn't, but I try to, and then we can't, and it doesn't, but it did, so it wasn't. Ugh, good night. So I think that this is definitely fitting, because I do think that you're going to be exploring your shadow side when it comes to your relationships, whether they be romantic, platonic, or both, and just how you relate to people in general. But I think with this Rest card, like things or people that have been keeping you up at night, I think that you're going to have a certain inner peace about things. For some of you, I am hearing that you may have gone through like a breakup recently, or like an ending with somebody, or there may not be a whole lot going on in your love life right now. If you're with somebody, then I think that you might be on the precipice of exploring certain shadow aspects with your partner. But I don't think you both are going to like talk about them. I think that you both are going to gain awareness of them, but I think that you're not going to be just in a place where you both are ready to like hash it out or really talk about it. It's not really an unhealthy thing. I think it's just like you two are probably going to be very busy, and with this Shadow card, it's like you're going to kind of see one another's shadow sides come out, and I think that this can actually be constructive, where you'll be able to not necessarily call one another out, but be aware of how one another's shadows manifest. I do feel like the conversations you have may be surface level or casual. If you're single and dating, I feel like this month, you might talk to people, but I don't think that dating is at your focus. I think that you're going to be kind of just taking a break from a lot of that stuff, and I think that you're going to be not necessarily focusing on your shadow, but getting ready to be open to what your shadow may have to say, especially if you don't have a partner. I think that learning about your shadow side at this time is going to be really helpful for when somebody comes in, because you're going to be kind of ready and prepared for all of that. I am hearing specifically for some of you that you could be in separation with somebody. If you do have any communication with them, it will be very lighthearted and not expressive. I do think you're going to be focusing on your own shadows, but like I said, it's not going to be very in-depth. You might be journaling about them or exploring them a little bit. It's more so that you're just acknowledging them and you're gaining awareness, but you're not necessarily diving really deep and focusing on healing at this time. I don't really think you're in a place to navigate your own healing right now, and I do think the biggest thing you need is rest, especially with this owl card. That always makes me think of like a night owl, and it's possible that you've maybe been struggling to get sleep. So I think one of the nice things is that I think this month, like, you won't be losing sleep over your relationships like you maybe have been in the past. I think you'll finally just kind of be at peace with where things are. Spirit's kind of telling me, like, if you're looking for a stone to get, I think Sunstone might be really beneficial for you at this time. But when it comes to your love life and just like the way you relate to people and your friends, I think that this time, because I don't think that it's just the month of July, I think that you've already been kind of going through this energy, but the month of July is starting to highlight your shadow aspects towards relationships and where maybe you can heal and improve, or where you've been unaware of how your shadow manifested in the past. But looking at your career now, we have the comic, we have Temperance, and we have ego. When my selfish ego rears its ugly, screaming little head, I calmly toss it a Xanax and ask it to leave me alone. I'm a big, generous person, and in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter if someone else gets credit for my idea, because at the end of the day, when you really stop and think about it, the idea might end up being bad, and then they'll have to take the fall. So there. So this is Sagittarius energy, and we also have a lot of air energy here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What's interesting about your career life is that I think that this is a lot of, you're almost like you're keeping things light for the people around you. And I also think you may be the type of person to just kind of use humor as like a coping mechanism, or use humor as a way to bring people together. I feel like for some of you, I got a very specific message that maybe where you work, like there could be like a merger of some kind, or you could be forced to work with new people. For some of you, I see you leading like a team, or you just have a very like respectable presence where people respect what you have to say. I do feel like people at this time may be testing your patience, maybe based on what they need, or you feel like you're not getting the recognition you deserve, or you're having to like merge your energy with either new people, so maybe new people are starting at your job, or you're having to work with people that you don't necessarily vibe with all the time. But I think that you're actually handling this with stride. And I think that because there's just kind of a lot going on for you right now, you're just kind of rolling with the punches. And I think that you're just kind of like, okay, like let's keep moving forward. And you're learning how to just see the funny things in all of it. For some of you, if you're like job searching right now, it's possible that this month may not be very successful in that. But I think what Spirit wants you to remember, or if you're like looking for a new job and you're not seeing something that you want, I think Spirit wants you to remember that like job searches are very difficult, and that how those turn out does not like indicate your worth as a human or anything like that. It's literally just, competitive, like the job market is just competitive in general. And I think on top of that, with everything that's been going on in the world, it's just hasn't been very easy. I think that this is definitely a time where you may have to be the bigger person in a lot of cases, just in order to feel like peace. Because you might want to because people might come to you and like complain to you, or people might want you to like make everything better, and you may want to scream and be like, I have needs too, like I need to fix things myself. But I think that you're going to handle all of this very maturely. I think other people might kind of show their true colors in a way where they're going to look either really stupid or just look really immature. But I think Spirit is saying like, yeah, you might have your patience tested a little bit, but it's okay. Things in your work life may not be going the way you want them to, but Spirit is saying that you need to be patient because there are greater gains to be had moving forward. And I actually think that the way that you handle this, especially if you are dealing with like a merger or something where you're having to combine like teams or combine workforces, I think if you have leaders or anything like that, or like bosses, managers, they're definitely going to take note of that. And because I am hearing that for some of you, you could be getting a promotion or something like that moving forward, because this owl does talk about like knowing abundance is coming your way, seeing treasures. And also, I know I mentioned her in pile 1 as well, but Lakshmi, the goddess Lakshmi, she's a Hindu deity. She is associated with abundance as well. So if you pray to the goddess Lakshmi, that could be your sign that she is here, that she's supporting you. If you're a business owner though, I think that maybe in terms of like progress, you're going to be kind of like breaking even is what I'm hearing. And I think that any little hiccups, you're just gonna laugh at them and keep moving forward. I think that you've rolled with the punches enough now to know that like certain things are not just worth getting upset over. And I think that you're just gonna count your blessings and not allow any setbacks to define you. And I think that you're learning how to kind of take your ego out of your career, in the sense of like, your career doesn't define who you are, and like what you achieve doesn't define who you are, that you're like a multi-dimensional being, and that you shouldn't have to be this like cold-blooded career machine that's just always like grinding, you know what I mean? That's not healthy for anyone. And then in terms of your personal life, we have a Mirror, we have the 5 of Pentacles, and we have Engagement. Today, I make the conscious choice to engage with the world in an active way. Sorry. I'll take a new route and talk to strangers. I will smell the flowers and pet dogs, and maybe walk around barefoot for a while if I'm not inside a 7-Eleven. At the very least, I'll have a day that's slightly more interesting than average, and at the most, I'll have a startling epiphany or make a friend who will change my life forever. No pressure. So I really think the silver lining of this month is that you're going to be seeing who your real friends truly are. And I think that one thing that Spirit is saying is don't be afraid to ask for help, and don't be afraid to tell people like that you're not having a good time, like that you're straight up not having a good time right now, or that you're struggling. I think one thing you may be struggling with is illusions with this Mirror card. I feel like you may lack the confidence to like tell people what's going on, because you don't want to like, you don't want to be a burden on anyone else. But I think Spirit is saying that you might realize that maybe your friends are missing you, or maybe if you've been especially isolated, maybe it's time to open yourself up to new opportunities to meet people, whether that's through online communities or like taking a class or something like that. But I think Spirit is asking you to recognize how maybe the way you talk to yourself and maybe how you approach situations is being reflected in your environment. So maybe you don't see the full picture, maybe you look at the glass half empty. I do feel like this is just a tougher month in terms of your mentality and how things may go. I do feel like you are in this feeling of lack, and you might be validated in that, or you may realize that maybe you're not expressing gratitude for the things that you already have. I do feel like there's something highlighted here of where just please don't be afraid to ask for help from the people that you care about, or the people that care about you, because they do want to help you, and that you don't have to go through a lot of this alone. But I think that Spirit is asking you to look at your environment and see what things are helping you and what things are hindering you, and also not to base your worth on what you see in the mirror or what is reflected back at you. Your worth is so much more than that, and often the universe just kind of bounces back whatever our energy is. And I think that this is a time where really good friends of yours can be a great resource for you to remember that you're the shit and remember your worth. And I also think there's a need to forgive yourself this month for maybe ways you behaved in the past or things that you've done that you're not proud of. I think that like that might be weighing you down, but I think overall this month is about gaining a higher perspective. It's about recognizing where things aren't working, but also just being patient with yourself, because this is a slow process. I think that the good people in your life that you do have are going to be the best resource at this time for you to lean on. But I don't think this month is going to be necessarily exciting or groundbreaking. It's just going to be one of those months where there are highs, there are lows, but you're slowly but surely gaining more awareness about who you are and about your environment to help you become a more evolved version of yourself and get you closer to where you need to go. You know, I hate like, you know, these obviously this is months like these are not the most fun, and part of the reason why I didn't do a lot of these readings like in the past is because like, oh well, like what if it's not a good month, and then like people are like discouraged for the month. Like this shouldn't discourage you for the month, because like first of all, I'm not gonna lie to you, like if it doesn't look like it's gonna be a good time, like I'm not gonna be like oh my gosh, like this spread is just telling me that you're gonna meet the love of your life, you're gonna get married and have a million babies all in July. Like, it's just not realistic. And I think for a lot of us, you know, the big things that happen are spaced out. And so I think that Spirit just wants you to know that, like, it might be hard to see the blessings in your life this month, and so they want you to focus on actively looking for them. And when you feel just really frustrated, when you feel like you can't really move forward, or you just are unhappy with where things are at, tap those like energies into your creativity, whether that's through writing, whether that's through any sort of medium you have. I also think, you know, if you have some hoes, some friends with benefits, that they might be worth it to call upon. But I don't think that if you have feelings for like a friends with benefits, I don't think that this is an ideal month to kind of explore that. I'm just gonna be honest. Obviously you have free will, do what you want, but with this protect your heart and like forgiveness here, I think that you're just going to be focusing on healing your heart. I don't know if you're necessarily ready to open your heart to someone, but if you are with somebody, I think that it's just going to be kind of a month where you both are kind of gathering your bearings and maybe just kind of coexisting and giving each other support where you can get it, but also focusing on like fulfilling your own needs, especially when it comes to like rest and things like that. And yeah, the biggest thing that I'm getting here is don't be afraid to ask for help. But we're gonna finish off with some advice from Spirit, but also these advice cards are also going to serve as signs from Spirit this month. We're going to use animals and angel numbers. So first we'll see what animals are showing up for you and what messages those animals carry. The messages may not resonate, but I think if you see these animals in your everyday life, that's just a sign that Spirit is watching, that Spirit is there for you, and if the advice with the specific animal does resonate, then I would definitely say that when you see that animal, it will be a reminder from Spirit to kind of embody that advice. But we already have the cat and the owl, so I'm interested to see what else is going to come out. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 2? Okay, we have the goose. Take time to rest and recuperate rather than continuing your striving. So yeah, there's definitely... You don't want your goose to be cooked, so take time to rest. There's a lot about rest here, and it's even shown as a bird. Like, yeah, you don't need to be out and about all the time, but like when you do need company, like don't be afraid to ask for it. Don't be afraid to reach out for it. We also have... Yeah, we have the snow leopard as well. Take some time out of your usual life and spend it in solitude. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. You have this juxtaposition between like community and solitude. And I think maybe it's all about like when you are going to be in your community, being discerning about who you want to spend your time with. Do they lift you up? Do they put you down? But also, you know, taking that time to kind of self-reflect and get in touch with yourself, I think could be helpful as well. But remember that you're not alone. We also have dog. Your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. So yeah, I think you may be kind of taking back your power this month and focusing on who is worth being loyal to. And also, if you have a dog or if you have any friends that have dogs, you know, maybe spend time with them or ask them if you can spend time with their dog, because, you know, dogs kind of just make everything better, in my opinion. But on the back of the deck, we have the blue heron, and it says, make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. So yeah, this is definitely a time for you to just kind of like, I'm hearing like the phrase like God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth so that you could listen twice as much as you speak. And I think that this is a month of observation for you, where you're really just like assessing what feels right to you, what doesn't, what is good, what is not, and just kind of reassessing your path, especially just your path in terms of this year, and seeing what can be improved upon, what needs to be cut out, and what maybe you need more of in terms of like people or things like that. So we're gonna finish off with some angel numbers and see what angel numbers will be showing up in your life. So angel numbers for pile 2. Okay. All right. Well, okay. This is a lot. All right. I'm going to take these back, but I am going to take the I am charismatic, and I know these two popped out. But on the back of the deck, we have 21. You are highly creative with a strong will to succeed. Your imagination is highly charged. It reveals itself in everything you do, from your sparkling conversation to your most prized projects. I am inspiring. And yeah, I think you actually might still be inspiring others during this time, which is really impressive. But we have number 3. Expression comes naturally to you. You are very skilled at communicating your thoughts through conversation and creative pursuits. You are able to get others on board with your ideas. I am charismatic. We also have number 44. Your angels are encouraging you to continue on your present life path with diligence and determination, and even greater success will come in the future. I am supported. And yeah, I think your guides want to remind you that, like, they're not leaving you high and dry here. And I'm actually hearing the who sings High and Dry? Is that Radiohead? Or maybe Coldplay? The song High and Dry could be significant to you. But we also have 333. So you have a lot of 3s here. You're being called upon to use your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all of humanity. Live your truths and be a positive light to others. I am powerful. And I think part of your light work comes with your sense of humor. So don't be afraid to embrace that. Oh, and we also have 111. Angels are fully ready to support you in this endeavor so that you can co-create with the universe a life you love. I am creative. So if angel numbers are slapping you in the face this month, don't be surprised. That's definitely meant to happen. I think it's because your angels want to remind you that this is just a small stop on your journey. This is not your destination, and this is not where you're going to be stuck in. Things are definitely going to keep getting better, and I think that the month of July for you is going to be all about awareness and all about focusing on what you can do to make your cup feel full and not allow other people to drain you. So pile 2, I'm going to leave this reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way through, and thank you so much to everyone who watches my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me, but if you want to support me in other ways, I will have my merch link down below, as well as my social media. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you left a like. If you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribed. And if this resonated, definitely comment down below. Maybe give some support to other pile 2s. You guys have got this. But if you don't know if it'll resonate, definitely come back at the end of the month and let me know if it does. But I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is you're watching this. I am wishing you the best of luck for your month of July, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile 3. If you guys chose this Malachite stone and the Embroidered Forest Tarot, this is going to be your reading for your July 2021 predictions. So we're going to start by using these cards and kind of just look at the overall energy of your month. So to start, we have the 2 of Pentacles, and we have the Seer. You guys actually got 2 animal cards, more than anyone else. And you guys got the Otter and the Turtle. Then in addition to that, you have In Between Worlds and the Rainbow Bridge. And finally, the 2 chakras being highlighted are family, the root chakra, and inner child, the heart chakra. So I'm gonna move these down just a little bit. Okay, I am really intrigued by this energy. And one thing that I'm hearing, or that I was hearing as I was just like laying out your cards, is the month of July, I can't talk. The month of July is all about synthesis for you guys. I think that you are learning how to balance 2 aspects of your life that you are integrating together. For a lot of you with the Rainbow Bridge, I see here that you're crossing into some type of unknown. Whether this be you're starting a new job, you could be moving, you could be quitting a job, love that for you. You could be starting something new with someone, any type of unknown, essentially. And what I see here with this In Between Worlds is that you are tapped in. You either have psychic abilities that you're actively working on, or you at the very least listen to the guidance that is given to you by either other readers or things like that, or you're listening possibly that guidance in addition to the guidance that you get yourself from your own guides. Because what I'm seeing here, I would be shocked if you pick this pile and you don't have any spiritual leanings or psychic abilities at all. Because I think what's happening in the month of July is that, you know, you have all of this spiritual energy up here and this earthly energy down here, and you're learning how to kind of find balance in between them. But I also think that this is an acknowledgement that you have been taking the guidance that you've been called to give and that you're on the right path. I think one of your biggest challenges is maybe getting reassurance from the people in your family. You may be spending a lot of time with family. Maybe for some of you, you're moving back in with family for the time being or something like that. But what I really like about this actually is that you're starting to see very clearly. And with this otter energy, you're learning how to find joy in the moment. And I think that you are actually working on a lot of inner child healing, which is helping you with your heart healing. For some of you, you're definitely like natural psychic mediums, or you are just very in tune with what the spirit world is trying to tell you. Because with this in-between world cards, I can see here that you have really actually been learning how to integrate what the guidance is telling you and put it into the physical world. You know, there is that phrase, there's a difference between knowing and being. And you're learning how to be what you know at this time. And so this Two of Pentacles energy is just kind of going to show that you're kind of balancing your old beliefs, preconceived notions, understandings about the world, and your new ones, and kind of seeing how they integrate with one another. This is nice too because you are still incredibly grounded. Like, this cross into the unknown is not very impulsive or like out of nowhere. In fact, I do think that you could meet soul family through this this threshold that you're crossing, or you could just have support from people who feel like family, could be your literal family. But I definitely think that there is an emphasis on understanding how your family impacted you growing up, how it affected your habits, and how you see yourself. And I think that's kind of going into your healing. I think you're doing a lot of healing just around your past in general. And I think that your third eye is really opening to where you're seeing the future. You're recognizing that the past does not define you. You have nothing but the open skies ahead of you. And that I think that you're seeing now that like you are not tied down or bound to how other people see you or the beliefs other people have for you. That certainly might be one of your biggest challenges, is people that have known you for a long time may not have confidence in your plans or may be worried about your success. But I think that Spirit is really making it clear, especially with this Otter card, to not let those people affect your energy or dull your shine. They do come from a caring place, but it's understandable that it might create like stress for you or make you feel like they don't believe in you. And that's not the case. They just don't understand your perspective, and that's okay. And I think what Spirit wants you to understand is that your approach in this has been grounded, has been guided. It isn't like implausible. It isn't impulsive or reckless or foolish. You're doing exactly what you're being guided to do, as this Seer card is telling me, and you're doing an excellent job. The month of July might be a little hectic because you might be balancing a lot of things. Like, for example, if you're moving and you're working, that might be kind of difficult. Or if you're just juggling different perspectives, or juggling what other people want from you, that could be difficult as well. But you're definitely an old soul with a lot of wisdom. And I think one thing that Spirit is saying is that you really don't need a lot of external guidance here. You know what you're doing. You're kind of an edge walker in the sense that you're in the physical and you're in the spiritual world, and you're kind of learning how to synthesize both. And so the month of July is all about following your faith in what the spirit world is telling you to be able to manifest it in the real world. This is baller ass energy, I'm not gonna lie. And I think that as a result of you doing this, there's a lot of heart healing to come. And I think that there's gonna be a lot of like spontaneous tears or like bursts of joy where you wish you could go back and tell like your childhood self, like, it's gonna get better, or like, we're gonna finally understand why XYZ happened. there's a lot of freedom here. And I think that there's a lot of sunny days to come ahead. And what I notice as well is that both of these numbers, 55 and 37 in numerology, reduced to 10. So I think that's really exciting in the sense that you're finishing out a cycle and kind of starting a new one. And at the same time, you're kind of learning how to seamlessly transition from this old cycle to this new one and start your new life. So that's really, really exciting. But we're going to go ahead and start looking at the aspects of your life more in detail. So we're going to start with your love life. So for your love life, we have the Prayer, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have Appreciation. I appreciate the unique ways other people show their love. Rather than compare their ways with my ways, then I appreciate myself for maturely putting up with people who just can't seem to show love the normal, obvious way, universally accepted way. Good job, both of us. So yeah, I think that your relationships in general are just going to be getting better in the month of July. I feel like I might have almost accidentally said the month of May. It's July. If I say May, well, you know what I'm hearing? Oh gosh, what's that? What boy band sings that song that's like, it's gonna be May? Maybe that's significant. But yeah, I think like, especially this Appreciation card may go towards your family, where they may just be trying to protect you, but they also don't realize how they might be like discouraging you or holding you back. And so I think Spirit's just asking you to appreciate the way that they show you their affection, or the way that they love you, or recognize that you really just can't change it. But I do think that things are looking up for you in your love life. I think that, oh my God, we have another 10 as well. I think that if you've been manifesting things, I think that this is Spirit's acknowledgement that those manifestations are coming, are being created, and that the momentum is kind of gaining for that. I think that there may be surprises in terms of love this month. So, maybe you'll run into somebody that you weren't expecting to, or maybe you'll go on some really good dates, or if you're in a relationship, then maybe you're just having a particularly harmonious month with your partner, where you're both on the same page and you're both aligned towards similar goals. And so you have that support. At times you might struggle, like, especially if you do have a partner, maybe they don't express, maybe you both have different love languages or something like that. So maybe Spirit is asking you to be a bit more realistic about how those things are expressed. I just heard like Pisces energy. So I don't know, maybe some of you have like a Pisces Venus or something like that, and you're just prone to like romanticizing things. I think Spirit is asking you to keep a grounded approach and understand that people are going to approach things from a different perspective than you. But I think overall this month you're going to be really happy. Like, you're seeing the way forward. And even though there are maybe like minor challenges that you have to overcome to get to the other side, you're recognizing that if you get there slowly but surely, you'll win the race. I think it's interesting. You have the tortoise and the hare. And so it's like the things that you're juggling and balancing are going to fall away. But as you continue to remain steadfast in what you believe in and what you trust to be right, you're getting where you need to go. And I think that's a wonderful thing. Let's go ahead and look at your work life now. So to start, we have the Siren, we have the Knight of Cups, and we have Focus. I align with my ability to focus anytime, anywhere, on anything. I am a veritable magician, and I can magically pocus whenever I want. Look, it's working right now. I'm focused on everything except what I need to do. That's my ADD for sure. But I'm really excited for you, Pile 3, when it comes to your career. This definitely feels like your calling, like the call of the siren. So maybe for a lot of you, you're moving somewhere new for a job, or you're starting a new job, or maybe you're quitting your job and starting your own business, your own career. This could be doing something with the metaphysical. But this is definitely something that you're passionate about. And if you are in a job and you're not changing jobs or anything like that, I think that you're just going to be enjoying the projects that you're working on. I think that people are going to pay attention to you. What's interesting is that some of you in your workplace might be dealing with somebody who is very interested in you, and you may not reciprocate those feelings. And I'm hearing this from Spirit, and I'm not saying do it. you have free will, but they are saying that, like, if they're gonna be creepy or they're gonna hit on you, like, it's not necessarily unethical to use that to get what you need to like help you progress. I'm not encouraging that. I'm just saying that if you were thinking about it, I'm not saying like anything like physical. I'm just saying, like, you know, if you just want to like pretend like you're cool with it or whatever, just so that you can reap the benefits of that, do it. Like, if you're hot, like, just why not? Like, and if you're like, I'm not hot, well, you're lying. You are hot. You just need to appreciate yourself as such. We're all hot here. Only hot people watch my videos. And if you don't think you're hot, you're watching this video, so you're wrong. So yeah, I can't believe Spirit wanted me to tell you guys that, but it's a very specific message for certain people. I'm not saying like sleep with your boss. Like, I'm not saying that, but I'm like, if your boss is a creep and by you being nice to them, you can reap the benefits of it, then do it. Like, you know, it's not hurting anyone. It's only benefit, unless it's something uncomfortable, then report it to HR, obviously. Okay, can't believe I went on this tangent. Anyway, for a lot of you, you don't even have HR because you're working for yourself. And guess what? This is your calling. And in fact, you are going to be attracting people. You're going to be attracting clients. You're going to be attracting the attention of the people around you. You could be attracting a social media following, whatever it is. And I think either your eye for aesthetics, or like your personality, or even your physical looks could be helping bring in customers, clients, followers, etc. I think you're going to be very focused on your career in the month of July, and I think you're going to be feeling really good about everything. You kind of have this femme fatale energy, so even if you're not like a feminine or identify with like feminine traits, it's almost like you're just learning how to use what you were given and work it for your benefit. I think the career is going to be a very emotionally, this month in your career is going to be very emotionally satisfying. And so maybe one of the things that you're juggling is like, maybe you're dating and you're also like having a great time in your career, so you're juggling those things, or you're having to juggle family in your career or something like that. But overall, I think I really have no qualms to say, like, I think you're going to be pretty focused on what it is that you're doing. I think that you're going to know in your soul, like, whatever you're feeling called towards, that's just what you're meant to be doing. And I don't think you're going to have a lot of issues with that. So let's go ahead and look at your personal life now. And so for your personal life, we have the Animal, we have the Queen of Wands, and we have No Judgment. I release myself from any and all judgments. I find my inner critic, call it into my office, and tell it to take a vacation. As it leaves the room, I let out a sigh and begin to enjoy the joy of simply being. Who hired that guy anyway? Yeah, you're feeling a lot more confident in yourself, and I think you're starting to realize why things had to happen the way they did, and you're starting to understand. You're starting to appreciate the fruits of your labor. With the Animal here, I feel like you're actually grounding what Spirit is telling you to do, and you're also kind of embracing your more wild, animalistic side. Like, I feel like you're caring about what other people think of you less. You're gaining a better connection to the earth. You might be learning more about your ancestry, or you might be trying to connect with your ancestors spiritually. With the Queen of Wands here, we could have some fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We also have water signs, heavy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces here. But no matter what, like, you're really connected to the divine right now. And I think that Spirit is asking you to not judge yourself for the ideas or things that you do. This is kind of all part of you learning how to be unabashedly yourself, especially if you grew up in a childhood where you were really restricted, or you kind of just struggled to be yourself. I think this is your time to be confident in who you are and not allow what other people say or do to define you. Like, even this sign, it says, welcome to Joyville, and this otter is all about joy. And I think that you're just going to kind of exist in your own bubble, where it's like, what people say or do cannot bring you down. Like, you know you're the shit, you know your worth, and like, things are just coming up pile 3. Like, I love this energy. I'm so excited for you guys, and I definitely want to know what you guys are doing career-wise, so you better comment it. I'm curious. But I just, yeah, this is like a really, really good energy. And I think for some of you, when it comes to love, like if you've been praying for somebody to come in or been praying for things to get better, I think that's literally what's happening here. And I think that like you're just kind of coming into who you are and like finding balance between all different parts of yourself, the logical, the emotional, the spiritual, the physical. And you're just embracing all aspects of your being. This is really awesome energy to be in. And honestly, I think the month of July is just going to further confirm everything that you have been working towards and show you that yes, you can trust your intuition. Yes, you are on the right path. And yes, you are doing amazing, sweetie. So like you should be very proud of yourself and give yourself a pat on the back. Maybe for some of you could be adopting an animal this month or something like that. But trust your decisions that you make this month, because I think that they will be fruitful. And I think that you are just going to be glowing, like absolutely glowing. And I like your guides are looking at you from afar, just like so proud of you. So speaking of your guides, what I'm gonna do now to finish off is I'm gonna pull some animal cards and I'm gonna pull some angel number cards. So we're gonna see what animals will be significant in the month of July. It's July. I never remember what day it is. And I think one thing, and like the cards have advice on them, so these animals could be reminders of that advice. You guys, I think, probably have the most animals already just on the board. So if foxes, monkeys, turtles, otters, swans, rabbits, if any of those are significant, birds, I think that's a fox again, maybe a dog, monkeys. There's a lot. Ooh, lemurs. There's a lot we're working with here. So you already have some. So if you felt drawn to any of those animals, I would take that as a sign. But these are going to be specific signs that Spirit is literally listing out that they will use to communicate with you, to show you that they're watching. And also if the advice hits, then I would say when you see that animal, it's a reminder of that advice. So Spirit, what advice do you want to give to pile 3 at this time, please? Okay, we have 2 coming out. Oh, so first we have the cheetah. Get clear on your intentions, stay focused, and move quickly to achieve your goal, because I think you will be achieving your goals. And we have cardinal. The polarities of your spiritual pursuits and physical pleasures are out of balance, so do whatever is necessary to bring them back into equilibrium. So that's kind of just Spirit. So I think I would say cardinals are a good sign that you're on the right path of that, because it's kind of like what I was just saying in the beginning, is like you're kind of synthesizing the physical and the spiritual. So I would say cardinals are definitely a sign that you're in the right direction. The cardinal signs could be significant as well. That would be Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Let's see what else, Spirit. What other animals are significant? Hell yeah, we also have the shark. Trust your instincts to discern the truth of the situation. Yeah, you can definitely trust your instincts in this case. You can trust what you are doing. And on the back of the deck, we have the polar bear. Stand up for yourself and speak your truth Stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to outcome. Yeah, this is like all about you just embodying who you are. And I think you have a lot of like really fierce animals by your side protecting you. And yeah, if any of you have dogs as well, spend some extra time like playing with them or something. I think that will bring you a lot of joy too. But we are going to pull some angel number cards now to finish off and see what angel numbers are going to be significant for you in this month, and see what affirmations are relevant to you as well. So Spirit, what does pile 3? What angel numbers are relevant to pile 3 in the month of July, please? Okay, we have 26. You have a desire to succeed and will feel most accomplished when your work benefits others. Your intuitive awareness of what people want allows you to come up with innovative solutions to meet their needs. I am tactful. What else, Spirit? Okay, we have number 20. You relate to others on an almost cosmic level. You are dedicated to building harmonious relationships of all kinds. You have the ability to persuade others to your point of view by using gentle means. I am harmonious. And we have 555. Hell yes. A major shift is about to come into your life. life experience and change your past direction. Be open and stay positive. I am optimistic. So I think a lot of you already know this shift is coming. This is just your confirmation of that. And I'm sure you're definitely seeing 555 in a lot of places. Oh, fuck yes. I love this. So finally, we have master number 22. You are in possession of incredible creative powers, and it is assured that you can achieve anything you wish. I am aligned. Yes, you are in alignment. And on the back of the deck, we have number 21. You are highly creative with a strong will to succeed. Your imagination is highly charged. It reveals itself in everything you do, from your sparkling conversation to your most prized projects. I am inspiring. So pile 3, I think I'm going to leave your reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much to everyone who watches my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. But if you're interested in supporting me in other ways, I will have my merch linked below, as well as my social medias. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and I hope it resonated. Definitely leave me a like if it did, and subscribe if you want to, and definitely comment down below. Let me know how this resonates, and like I said, you have to tell me what you're doing for your job, because I'm really interested in that. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful month of July. Happy birthday to everybody who has a birthday in July. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope you all have a kick-ass July. Bye! Hi there, pile 4. If you guys chose the Lapis Lazuli stone and the Fae and Fern Tarot, this is going to be your reading for July 2021. So we're going to look at these cards first to look at the overall energies, and then we'll dive in deeper after that. So to start, your overall energy for the month is being represented by the 9 of Wands, the Bear, the Observer, left out with the Wolves, and Someone Soon. And then the chakras being highlighted here are this one, it's like the Earth Star chakra, but I like calling it the Mega Root chakra. And that card is represented by Mother Earth. And the other card you have here is the Third Eye chakra and visualization. So you're probably already aware of a lot of this. July, honestly, for you guys, pile 4, is about endurance. The events of the past couple months, for some of you, could even be years, have really been highlighting this need to wake up. And you are waking up, because the fact that we have the Bear here, you're kind of going back to basics in the sense that you've recently gained a level of awareness where you're like, oh shit, this is not right. Like, this is not where I should be. This is not how I pictured my life going. I'm not where I want to be right now. And I feel like you've been realizing that maybe you're just watching life happen, and maybe you're just kind of existing rather than living. And I definitely think that there's a lot of psychic awakenings happening with you right now. I think that you've really been struggling with like the types of people in your life. With this left out with the Wolves card, I think that you're kind of feeling like you've been dropped in the deep end, or like you're just surrounded by nefarious people, or people with bad intentions. And I feel like you're just really hoping or visualizing something good coming your way, someone good coming your way, and you're trying to visualize how you see your life going. And these visualizations are not for nothing. They're actually very important for your next step. After the 9 of Wands becomes the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Wands becomes overbearing. It becomes a burden. And right now, you're still able to grin and bear it. But grin and bear it. I didn't even realize that. Sorry. Anyway. You've kind of had a lot of harsh truths coming your way as of recently. And I hate to listen, don't shoot the messenger, but I think this is going to continue in July. And you might be like, really? Like, what the hell? But I think it serves an important purpose, because you're meant to be like brought to your breaking point where you're just like, I can't take this shit anymore, so that you can make some real change and be convinced to do it. Sometimes I'm seeing, I don't know what it is with pile 4, but I always see SpongeBob references. But like, I literally, I can't even watch this episode of SpongeBob. It stresses me out so much. But you know, when like SpongeBob, I think the episode's called like Rock Bottom, and SpongeBob like gets stuck in that place where they all talk like this, and like he keeps missing the bus, and like he can't get where he needs to go, and it's like really stressful, and like every time there's a bus near him he misses it, and it's like irritating, right? And I'm pretty sure he gets out in a very like unorthodox way, and I think that's how you'll get out of this situation as well. But Spirit is like kind of saying like, we know you're frustrated right now, like we know you're like kind of at the end of your rope, but there's things that you need to understand before you're truly ready to embrace change or embrace the steps that you need to take to create the life that you visualize. And I think one thing that Spirit is saying is that creating this life also involves certain people being in your life, and you may not know them yet. So it may take you enduring these types of events to meet the right people to bring in the events that you're actually trying to cultivate in your life. But I think for the month of July, it's not going to be a whole lot of action in the sense of like you're where you want to be, but instead it's Spirit saying like, hey, take stock of where you're at right now, because I don't think you want to be here, and I think you know that, but getting out of that requires action. I also think that there's the potential for you to get very lost in your own thoughts and possibly your anxiety or like negative thoughts. And so with this Earth Star chakra here, there's a real need to ground yourself, whether that's through meditation, journaling, walking outside, going out in nature. I think there's a need to ground, but then also a need to zoom out and recognize how temporary a lot of this stuff actually is. But the visions that you're getting are not meant to be fantasies. I mean, unless they're like obviously like things that can't happen, but your realistic visions, those are meant to actually play out in your life. And Spirit's saying by visualizing those things, you're helping manifest it. Now, if you have a very specific way of how you see it playing out, that might be more difficult for you to see it happen in reality. But Spirit's really just saying be open. And what I even like about this figure here is that like, you know, she has this crescent moon on top of her third eye, and Spirit's saying you really can trust your intuition on this. Like, you're starting to wake up, and like all of these events have been cultivated for you to wake up so that brighter days can come ahead. Like, I feel like you've just been dealing with really seedy people and seedy situations, and like I think the earth is trying to bring you back to basics and like recognize where maybe you've been stuck on autopilot for too long, and to just like, it's like you kind of been existing rather than living. You're just kind of there going through the motions, and Spirit doesn't want you to do that anymore. And what's interesting is that you do have a really rich inner world. It's not like you're just there like a robot, like, you know, being all beep borp, I'm existing. There's a lot going on internally, but I think that you use your internal world as a way to distract yourself from what's going on outside. And I think what Spirit is trying to get you to understand is that like, yes, your internal world is awesome, it's super creative, but also like you can bring it out here. You're not powerless. You have more power than you think. Now, if you're under 18 and you're watching this, I'm just gonna be honest, like it's a lot harder to do that when you don't have financial freedom, or you're just like not a fully fledged adult yet. But so maybe for that group, it's more about thinking about how you want your life to look and seeing what kind of steps that takes. But for others who are on their own, who are independent, who are not dependent on anyone else, this is a lot about how can you actually take power into your own hands, take responsibility for yourself, and create this life that you want. This month is not going to be about major moves. Instead, it's going to be about strategizing. It kind of has 3 of Wands energy, but at the same time, it's like you're not going to be able to dedicate your full focus to what you want, and that's kind of the point. because you're going to realize how the things in your life at the present time take a lot of your time and energy and drain you in ways that aren't worth it. You see a much better life for yourself, and Spirit's saying that's not meant to live in your fantasies. You're meant to create that, but that takes time. It takes a lot of energy, and it takes a process. It doesn't just show up on your doorstep one day. It's called co-creating with the universe for a reason. And I think that you are getting in the place where you're ready to be in the magician's seat and recognize how you can manipulate the elements in order to create the life that you truly want. You're waking up. Don't be hard on yourself, but recognize that it's going to take some effort to kind of get out of the swamp, so to speak. I don't know, maybe you're shrugging it up. Maybe you've got a bunch of bitches in your swamp and you need to get them out, you know what I mean? But, you know, Shrek had to go on all that journey, on that big journey to meet his best friend and, you know, meet his wife and all of that. So don't get angry at Spirit if you're not where you want to be right now. Trust where you're led, because I think that part of your process is about meeting the right types of people that are going to help propel you. I also think just being around people that are more like-minded, that support you, is something that you've been in need of, and I think that's something coming as well. Let's go ahead and look at your love life in terms of July. So we have the Shapeshifter, we have Justice, and we have Benefit of the Doubt. I believe in the basic goodness of other people, and I give them the chance to show it. If they prove me wrong, that's on them. At least I can go to sleep knowing that I practice trust and forgiveness rather than fear and doubt. And later on, if I need to, I can always change my mind retroactively and judge them like it's my career. So you could be dealing with a Libra, just because Justice energy shows up as that. And I have a couple of different interpretations. For some of you, you could be getting justice for somebody that maybe was dishonest towards you in the past. For others, I feel like maybe somebody's coming in and you can't really get a good read on who they are. But I think Spirit is saying that if you feel like you can trust them, that you should, or that at the very least you should give them the benefit of the doubt. And if you find that they're not trustworthy, don't take that as a fault on your character, but instead recognize that that's on them, that's not on you. If you're in a relationship with somebody, I think that either your level of commitment could be changing. You could be going from, it could be elevating. You could be like moving in with somebody. With Justice, this could also just be like you ascending to a higher level of commitment in some way. For others, this could be something, instead of just ascending, it could be something like maybe you both have been in weird places, or you've just been like kind of out of touch, or like having trouble communicating with the other. And I think Spirit's saying that's balancing out. It's quite possible that there's been a lot of misunderstandings or something like that recently. And I think Spirit is asking you to give your partner the benefit of the doubt and know it, that if you're with them, like it's not their genuine intention to like do you wrong. Like, and it might just be a lot of misunderstandings and a lot of insecurities on both ends. But if you're single, I feel like Spirit is saying that there could be people coming your way, and you're not really going to be able to get a gauge on what type of relationship it might be. But what Spirit is saying is that they have your back, and that they don't want you to be too overprotective of yourself, in the sense that they just want you to be open, because anything, like anybody that does any wrong against you, like they will get their karma. Like that's essentially what this Justice card is saying. And in fact, like when you go in with a lot of good, kind energy, anyone that like comes in dishonestly or negatively, it's just going to look bad on them. And I think Spirit is saying to trust that you have the ability to like cultivate what you want in this area, but also maybe your viewpoint. And this, it could possibly be just because you're going through all of this, you could have a hard time seeing any good in people and potential romantic partners, or you might be frazzled. And because of that, you might take things really personally, or like with your partner or something like that. So I think Spirit is saying, don't judge people, like especially if you're dating, don't judge them just based on what happens when you meet them. Instead of projecting what you want people to be, allow them to show you who they are, even if that takes time. And trust that the universe isn't going to do you dirty on this. And even if it does, those who do you dirty will get dirt on them. And they're essentially saying like they have your back on this end, and that if you can't open yourself up and like trust somebody or be honest about how you're feeling to your partner, like you're gonna run into problems, essentially. So I think Spirit is saying just trust yourself on that end, and try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and don't trust your first impressions, because they could be illusions or they could just be facades. Like, you know, maybe somebody, like first date, for example, maybe somebody's putting up a facade just because they really want you to like them, or they're nervous or something like that, and then you find out, you know, after the date, oh, they're actually really cool, they were just nervous and they were acting weird. You know what I mean? So just don't jump to conclusions. But we're gonna look at your work life now. So for your work life, we have the Medallion, we have the Six of Wands in reverse, and we have Discernment. Hang on, I'm sorry, I need to get a drink of water. Oh, I'm sorry, my throat was super dry for some reason. And it says, I engage with my capacity for discernment and use it to choose my battles. Finally, I can let the little stuff bounce off of me with the carefree whimsy of a happy clam, and save my bitter, jaded, misanthropic vitriol for the stuff that really earns it. So yeah, work might be kind of frustrating this month. If you're happy in your job, I think that you just might be dealing with like petty coworkers or people that just really are just absolutely super annoying, and Spirit's gonna ask you to like take the high road and try not to feel defeated. For some of you, this is a very specific message. If you've been up for a promotion or something like that, you may not get it, and I think that's for a very good reason. With this Medallion here, it kind of seems like if you had gotten this position, it would have been incredibly overbearing, or like the people that you would have had to work with would be like straight up like either like abusive, with this like verbally abusive, or you wouldn't have had any time to yourself, or you would have been even more beaten down. I'm actually seeing, if you've ever seen Horrible Bosses, shoot, I can't remember the actor's name, but whoever is the one that has like Kevin Spacey as their boss, like, you know, his boss is like a real asshole to him and like super hard on him, even though he's a good worker, and like essentially is like taking his whole life away from him just because his boss is an asshole. And so Spirit might be saying like, listen, like you think you want this job, but like, or you think you want this promotion, but you really don't. Like, you're gonna be like dealing with things that are just going to stress you out even more. Like it's not what's meant for you. But I think that what Spirit is saying is that there are rewards in trusting your own intuition when it comes to your career. But be discerning about who you accept rewards from. If you know that this person is not reliable, they're not trustworthy, or the people around you like are miserable that already have this job, you know, what makes you think that you're gonna have a good time doing it? You might be feeling defeated in terms of like where you don't know where you're gonna go next. You don't know where your prestige is going to come from. Or you might find that maybe you did get a promotion, maybe you're really happy in it, but the people around you are just like dickheads to you for it, or you're like feeling defeated because you're having trouble assimilating to a work environment or something like that. I think Spirit's kind of just highlighting that there's pros and cons to everything. But the biggest thing here, I think, is with your workplace relationships and maybe feeling defeated with them. And so I think Spirit is asking you to choose your battles and be careful who you accept gifts from. Like now Spirit's showing me, like y'all know that Office, because everybody's seen The Office, that Office episode where like it's either Andy or Dwight is like handing out bagels to everybody in order to like get a favor, you know what I mean? So be careful who you accept favors from, because some of them might be like manipulative or something. So be careful with that. But yeah, don't let the small stuff bother you, because I think that you're just kind of going through a lot at this time. And I think that one small misstep on somebody else's part or one small slight could really set you off. And I think Spirit is saying it's just not worth it. Like, just don't let that affect you, because it's not worth it. And like there will just be people in your life and like in your circle that will want to get a reaction out of you, and Spirit's saying don't let them get that reaction. They don't deserve that reaction. They suck. Like, don't. But I think Spirit is saying also, you know, just be careful of your attitude. Like when you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, this day's gonna fucking suck. Like you're kind of affirming that. You know what I mean? But if you kind of start the day with a more positive attitude, I know everybody rolls their eyes at like positive shit, but like, I don't know. I used to be a negative Nelly, and like, obviously you get mental illness that kind of clouds that, and that's different. And if you are struggling with that, obviously get help. But if it's just a matter of like your attitude, you know, don't let like a couple of hiccups in each day bring down your whole day. You know what I mean? And like, especially if like the people is what you're struggling with, don't let fucking soul-sucking losers like get the credit of ruining your day. Like that's not fair to you. Like focus on your own happiness, and like, listen, if you wouldn't take advice from them, don't take criticism from them. That's what I'll tell you. And you don't need anyone to give you any awards, because you know you're the shit. Like, you know you're great. And I think that for you, it's kind of figuring out what it is that you truly want. But be aware that you may be feeling defeated in work this month just because of the people around you, or, you know, remember the phrase rejection is divine protection. You might be like gunning for a position and not get it. And I think that if that is the case, there is good reason for it, and it's not meant for you, because you're not meant to be like just ground down into nothing by a job. I also think that if you're applying for jobs or something like that, be discerning about what you accept. Make sure you ask a lot of questions about the type of establishment it is. Like, make sure you've done your research. I think Spirit is saying, like, especially if you're looking for a job, it's possible you could get offers, but they may not feel right to you. And if they don't feel right to you, don't take them. Because I think what Spirit is saying is that you might take something less than what you deserve, because you might be afraid that nothing else will come. Obviously, I'm just a pair of talking hands. Do what feels right to you. But I think it's important that you trust your intuition here and be incredibly discerning and know your worth, know your value as like an employee or as a business owner or something like that. And don't allow people to lowball you or let yourself fall into a situation that's not going to be fulfilling long term. So let's go ahead and look at your personal life now. So in your personal life, we have the Temple, we have the Five of Swords, and we have friendliness. Whenever I smile, I make someone's day better. What a cool way to buy happiness for free. Today I will remember what an awesome power I hold, and I'll take joy in improving lives by simply giving away grins like crazy. Note, in a pinch, money will also work. So yeah, I think this Five of Swords is definitely representative of the kind of energy you're getting from people at this time. I feel like people are just being kind of like not nice and competitive and bitter. And I think that Spirit is asking you to really focus on what you spend your time on, because I do think that there are going to be people that you are cutting out of your life at this time. There definitely needs to be changes made when it comes to who you allow to be in your life. But with this Temple card here, this is bringing you closer to your faith. And maybe if you're not spiritual at all, it's opening you up to spirituality. But also with the Temple here, I think that there's the advice of maybe looking to see creating some type of spiritual space for yourself, even if it's just a corner in your room, like making an altar or having a whole spiritual room, or going somewhere to worship, like a place of worship, church, mosque, synagogue, whatever it may be. With the left out with the Wolves card, I definitely think that there could be people in your personal life that you realize, oh, they really don't have my best interests at heart. And I think you're going to realize that the more your light shines, the more moths will be drawn to you. And so I think Spirit is asking you to really just kill those people with kindness. Don't allow that to bring you down. And also don't allow like what other people do to like affect your attitude. I think there's a lot here about just like not letting what other people say and do affect how you run your life and how you are. You know, with the Temple here, I do think there's a need to reassess. I think I already said this, but like just where you give your time and energy and what you're willing to give your time and energy to. I think this is a month to get closer to your faith and maybe get closer to your own guidance. So like if you don't have a tarot deck yet, maybe get one. I have a video on how to read tarot if you're interested in checking that out. It is on my channel. But I think honestly getting closer to your own guidance could help you a lot, because I don't think there's a lot of, sorry, I'm cracking my knuckles. I don't think there's a whole lot of help from your peers right now that could be really useful to you. I feel like you kind of need to trust your own intuition at this time. But with this friendliness card, I think this is really important, because this could actually help draw in the types of people that are meant to come in your life. But I really think that this is just a month of like, it's not going to be the most exciting month in the world. It's not going to make you jump for joy and be like, fuck yeah, July 2021, it is my month. Like, you're not going to be feeling that way. I'm just going to be honest. But I do think that there's a lot of very necessary things happening this month that will kind of help you get back into alignment with where you need to be and like who you truly are. So we're going to finish off this reading by getting some more advice from Spirit. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to pull some animal spirit cards. So we already have a crocodile, a clam, lion, gazelle, bear, cat, and wolves. So if any of those, and a little bit of a tiger, a taiga here. And like, what's this? Oh yeah, we have bees and a moth, and I think that's a bird, a white bird of some kind, maybe a swan or something. So those animals could be significant to you, but if not, I think the cards I'm about to pull will be specific signs from Spirit that they're paying attention to you, that they're around. If the advice hits, then I would say when you see that advice, when you see that sign, heed the advice as like a reminder. But yeah, these will be the animals that are significant to you in July. So Spirit, what advice do you want to give to pile 4? What animals are significant to them? So to start, we have the kiwi. Do a walking meditation each day for the next week. And that's actually a great idea, because that will help you get closer to Mother Earth as well. And we also have the mountain goat. There's something out of balance in your life, so do whatever you need to correct it. Yeah, you're definitely climbing an uphill battle right now. Like, I can definitely tell this month isn't going to be easy for you, but I do think it's going to be worth it. We also have the chameleon. Stay in the background and adapt to the situation rather than being conspicuous and attempting to direct the course of events. And finally, on the back of the deck, we have the pueo. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's a Hawaiian owl. And it says, your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now, so pay close attention to signs and omens from them. So that could definitely be significant. And if you have any dogs, like maybe spend some time with dogs. I feel like dogs could be significant as well, but those are the main animals coming through. So, oh, and a falcon. I just saw a falcon come through, but I don't think I'll show you the advice, but I don't know if it's relevant to you. It says, act on the opportunity that's before you and commit to it without equivocation. Because for some of you, I almost see opportunities that you shouldn't act on. So just trust your intuition with this. You know what's best. Like I said, don't let a pair of talking hands deter you from making a decision that you feel is right. But now we're going to finish off by looking at angel numbers with affirmations to see what angel numbers your guides might be using this month to communicate with you, and just see what they want you to know in general. So Spirit, what angel numbers are relevant to pile 4 at this time, please? Ooh, okay, so we have 1010. Keep your thoughts positive and be patient as everything is working out for your highest good. Trust that your angels are working behind the scenes to help you. I am patient. That's exactly what I said. Like, stay positive. Try not to let this affect you too much. I love when Spirit confirms what I'm saying. Okay. We also have number 16. You have an inquisitive mind that allows you to uncover important truths. You have a special ability to read into other people's feelings. A wisdom seeker and your angels ask to share your knowledge for the benefit of others. I am perceptive. And we also have number 13. You're a conscientious worker with a knack of coming up with creative ideas and turning them into something real. An optimistic but practical outlook keeps you determined and on track as you work steadily towards your goals. I am confident. And you should be confident. Like, you're getting there. And I know you probably don't feel very confident in yourself right now, but it will get better, I promise. But we also have 333. You are being called upon to use your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all of humanity. Live your truths and be a positive light to others. There's a lot about positivity here, so really try to embody that. Obviously not in a toxic way, but like, you know what I mean. And on the back of the deck, we have number 29. You are highly intuitive and creative. Your mind thinks in pictures and you seem to draw information and ideas from out of the sky. A powerful drive to know the oneness of all things. I am insightful. So, pile 4. I think that this month is definitely a transitional month in the sense that you're gaining awareness about yourself and things may not be amazing, but I think that they are an important part for you gaining awareness for the next step. I think Leo season is probably going to be big for you. So check around here for August predictions. But I think I'm going to leave this reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way through, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. And if you want to support me in any other ways, my merch will be linked down below, as well as all of my social medias. If you enjoyed this reading, I'd love it if you left a like. Definitely comment down below, give some support to other pile 4s. Y'all are not alone in dealing with this BS. But if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you left a like. I think I already said that. And if you want to, I would love it if you subscribed and joined our ever-growing little fam here and click that little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. Thank you guys so much for being here and letting me read your cards. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope that your July turns out well. And yeah, I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye!